Cold email is not dead. It's just evolved. Now, if you are tired of sending cold emails that go unanswered, then this video is exactly what you've been looking for. After 4 years of trial and error, I've perfected a 4-step framework that has helped me take multiple offers from 0 to 6 figures a month in revenue purely through cold email. Now, whether you're a B2B company, a lead generation agency, or just an entrepreneur looking to grow your startup, follow this framework and you are virtually guaranteed to close high-ticket clients through cold email. And stick with me until the end of the video, as I'm gonna be revealing 3 of the most powerful campaigns you could ever run for your company. And you're gonna be able to land every single type of client, from startups to mid-market companies, all the way to enterprise giants. Let's get into it. Now, have you ever wondered why your cold emails always seem to get ignored, even when you thought everything was perfect? Now, don't worry, you are not alone. I promise you, this is very, very common. Now, this first step, we're gonna go over how to solve that, and it is probably the most overlooked step in the cold email process. Yet, everybody overlooks it. Now, I've watched probably hundreds of cold email videos, cold email tutorials, blog posts, LinkedIn posts. I've read them all. Very few people talk about this. Now, what you're missing is how to prepare your offer for cold traffic. You need to set up an offer, a lead magnet, some sort of value proposition that is tailored to people who have no idea who you are. You need to realize that cold traffic, especially cold email, they're getting hundreds of cold emails every single week. They're very, very skeptical of you, of your company, and seeing your name inside of their inbox. You need to do deep market research and identify the pain points of your target market. And I would also map out your customer journey from onboarding all the way to when they're gonna offboard. What can you offer inside of your customer journey? Your full service, what can you offer them as a lead magnet for free? I'm going to give you a couple of examples of very good lead magnets that are essentially a portion of the full service. Number 1, listkit.io. Now, what they did to get from 0 to $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue in 90 days is they sent cold emails offering a portion of their software, a portion of their service, which is essentially free leads. A lead magnet that lets customers test the product for free, a very small sample of the full product. Number 2, if you run a YouTube agency, you can reach out to your ICP and offer them a free scripted video, free edits, free thumbnail, whatever it is, just something that is a portion of your full service that you can offer for free, that is cheap for you to deliver on, and that is very scalable to do. The third example could be, let's say you are a sales consultant and you want to reach out to your ICP. Your ICP is sales teams that have 50 AEs, SDRs. A good lead magnet to test through cold email would be offering them a free consultation call. You get their foot in the door with a free call. On that call, you give them a ton of value, and then from there, you try to upsell them to your full service. That is a very, very good offer to cold traffic, and these 3 work very well. Try to emulate this for your exact product, your software, your service, whatever it is. And I promise you, it is going to work a lot better than what you're currently doing. Now, even the most enticing offer on the planet is absolutely useless if your message doesn't actually land in the inbox. Now, landing in the inbox is not magic, it's a science. Now, let me show you the strategies, tools, and systems so you never land in the spam folder again. All right, so step number 1, we're going to quickly talk about B2B data. In terms of building your raw lead lists, I would use Apollo.io, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and something like Zoom Info. Now, I would only use those 3 providers for accounts and then contacts. I would absolutely never use their emails or their mobile data. Here's why. A lot of the times, if you send to emails from Apollo, emails from Zoom Info, you're going to get a very high bounce rate. That is because they very rarely update their emails in their database, and a lot of it is stale data. That is why I would use something like findemail.com to enrich and verify the email addresses of these contacts that you just got from your sales navigators, from your Apollos, and from your Zoom Infos. You're gonna guarantee that you never get above a 3% bounce rate on any campaign you run. And then when it comes to other deliverability protocols, I could talk about this for 20 minutes, but I'm going to link this video to you and you can watch this to solve any sort of deliverability problems that you're going through. I would also recommend using something like mailmeteor.com to run your copy through that before you actually do send cold emails. What that's going to do is it's going to remove any sort of spam keywords inside of your copy that would unfortunately push you to the spam folder. So you need to remove those as soon as possible. So now that we've built a very strong offer to cold traffic and we've solved any sort of deliverability issues, we're getting a lot of replies, right? Now, the only problem is replies don't mean deals. What you do next is going to determine whether you close this deal or if you completely lose this prospect. Because guess what? Getting replies from your cold email is just the beginning. If you don't do this next step properly, then everything you've done so far is going to be completely for nothing. And every single one of these deals are going to fall through the cracks. Now, I see this very often with my own lead generation agency. We would generate a lot of leads for the top of funnel, but a lot of these customers could not actually convert these leads into demos or even clients. So I had to teach them. Here's what I would tell them to do and how to turn positive replies into qualified demos and closed deals. So number one, speed to lead. If somebody replies to a cold message, whether that's cold email or even LinkedIn outbound, speed to lead is crucial. You need to reply to each lead within 5 to 10 minutes, 20 minutes max. Here's why. Again, you have to realize cold email is just a first impression. While you are top of mind, as soon as they reply to your cold email, you are never more top of mind than you are right then. So you need to reply to them right away. What I would recommend is setting up some sort of Slack automation to ping you when you do get a cold email reply. That way, whether it's your SDR, whether it's yourself, whether it is an inbox manager, you guys are replying to this cold email as soon as you possibly can. Step number two, reach out to them omni-channel. Again, like I just said, cold email is just a first impression. The goal with cold email is to build top of funnel. It's to start a conversation. It is not to directly sell them right away on your very first conversation. So I would use something like LinkedIn. That way you're getting another touch point in that's not just text. So here's the process. Number one, you get a cold email reply. Step number two, you are replying to that cold email within 15 or 20 minutes. Step number three, you have an SDR that is warm calling these leads at least 3 to 5 times within the first 2 days. And then step number four, you are sending a LinkedIn connection request to these people. Ideally, you have a very optimized LinkedIn profile. You have videos on there, you have content, you have any sort of assets, case studies, and you're using that to essentially put a face to your name on a cold email. A quick bonus is I would get your SDRs to record personalized Loom videos that are even 1 to 2 minutes long. Send them over LinkedIn, send them over cold email, and make sure that you send creative follow-ups like that every 3 to 4 days until they either say no or book a demo. So now that your full go-to-market system is fully set up, your offer is ready for cold traffic, your deliverability is at a strong point, and you have a very strong follow-up system in place for your middle of funnel, it's time to structure your campaigns. But here's the thing, most people do this completely wrong. If you don't structure your campaign strategically, you're going to miss out on the biggest deals of your life and leave thousands or even millions on the table. So in this next step, I'm going to show you how to segment your campaigns to always close 3 types of high ticket clients and never lose out on a big opportunity again. And the best part, I've never heard a single person talk about these 3 strategies before. So we're gonna be setting up 3 different types of campaigns. Number one, we're gonna be targeting startups. We're gonna be sending a high volume of cold emails to startups. Number two, we're going to be targeting mid-market companies. And then number 3, we're gonna have a sniper approach and targeting massive corporations. Now, each one of these campaigns are optimized to maximize your sales cycle, to tailor your messaging, and to also close deals at every single level. Here's what you need to do. So this is what I've always done for my clients. I have a high volume campaign, which is essentially just a spray and pray to startups. These type of deals have a very short sales cycle because they're targeting startups and they're for your lower ticket offers. Now, for this type of campaign, you're going to be sending a lot of volume. I would recommend sending at least 100,000 cold emails per month. And again, you're reaching out to every single startup that could potentially use your product or service, and you are going to be sending a lot of cold emails to them. Obviously, you're going to be testing a lot of scripts, a lot of different angles. But again, these are your high volume campaigns. These are building your pipeline. Now, campaign number 2, these are going to be highly targeted campaigns to different niches and different ICPs that could potentially use your product or service. For example, if you run a lead generation agency, you can have these targeted campaigns going out to private equity companies, loan companies. You can reach out to marketing agencies. But again, you need to get very, very specific in terms of the ICPs that you're going after, very targeted in terms of the use cases for them, for your exact product. You can use something like ChatGPT to map out your product, your service, and then your ICP, and then see how they can intertwine with each other, and then use that as an angle. Because again, each market is different. If you're reaching out to a private equity company, like I said, versus a marketing agency, they want different things. You can't use the same cold email scripts. So for the third type of campaign, this is going to be your low volume campaigns. Now there's two ways to do this. Number one, you can take a very low volume approach and you can scrape your competitors' followers on LinkedIn. What I use for this is a tool called Scrapely, or you can scrape your competitors' LinkedIn engagement. For this, I use a tool called Triggerfy.io. The other option, and of course you've heard of this one, it's essentially your Dream 100 or Dream 500. Map out a list of your 500 best accounts. Use something like either clay.com or do a lot of manual research and actually score these accounts, right, based off of your best fit criteria. And then from there, reach out to them through cold call, reach out to them through personalized cold email, and then these LinkedIn touch points. But again, if one of these deals close on these low volume campaigns, it could potentially be worth 6 and 7 figures. Again, you need 3 types of campaigns. One campaign to build pipeline, which have very short sales cycle. Number 2 is very targeted campaigns based off of your product's use case. And then number 3 are these low volume campaigns that if you book a demo, if you close a deal, they could be worth 6 and 7 figures to your company. So now you have the exact 4-step framework for landing clients through cold email. Whether you're looking to close startups, mid-market companies, or enterprise giants, I would absolutely recommend using these 4 strategies. But there's something that I did not tell you at the beginning of the video. Everything I just told you today is completely useless if you don't know how to actually write cold emails that convert. But of course, that deserves its own video in itself, and I did not have time today to go through that with you guys. But there is good news. This video already exists. It is how to write good cold emails in 2025. Just click here to watch it.